Now at 9, a local filmmaker shines a spotlight on Columbus's hidden artistic talent. Plus, St. Paul's UMC is turning Halloween into a sweet indoor celebration, and runners raced for pumpkins and prizes at Joplin's annual Pumpkin Run.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. A local artist puts a spotlight on a gallery in Columbus, Kansas. KOAM's Mitch Adams has more.
A local woman produces a documentary about Columbus, Kansas's The Maple Uncommon, an art gallery and guest home. Tuesday Welch grew up in Columbus and practices multiple types of art, picking up filmmaking in the process.
As I've gotten older and I have done a lot with myself in the arts and writing and making films about it with my YouTube channel, I wanted to show other people's artwork.
The documentary focuses on the local artists featured in the gallery, which opens to the public during Columbus Days.
It's like a museum itself now of all of decades worth of artwork that she's collected, and what's really special is all of her artwork is artists within a 50-mile radius. She very much wants to support local artists, which is a passion of mine as well, so I really resonated with that with her.
Welch sees the documentary as an opportunity to highlight the creativity of artists in rural areas.
Your art is never too small. What you have to put out in the world is important, even if you don't feel like it's picture perfect.
Reporting in Columbus, Kansas, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The documentary is available for view on YouTube under the name Tuesday Welch. Well, it's all treats and no tricks this weekend at St. Paul's United Methodist Church in Joplin. The Great Candy Crawl has brought families together for indoor Halloween fun. Kids and adults enjoyed trick-or-treating, a photo booth, and a live spooky tunes. Costumes were highly encouraged, candy was guaranteed, and memories are sure to last.
My favorite part is just connecting with people in our community on a very personal level. Every time, there's so many things in this world that will divide us, to just come together and have fun together as a community, to give high fives, to laugh and joke with one another, to celebrate just the fact that we live in this community together. It just does not get any better than that.
Organizers say events like this are a chance for neighbors to connect, meet new friends, and celebrate the season together. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Donald O'Keefe for a first look at weather.
Yeah, we're taking a pretty nice break from that rain that we've had over the last couple of days. You can see from our current radar, not a lot going on, just a few spotty showers that are lingering, but it's pretty much dying out, at least for tonight into tomorrow's. But we are looking at a mainly dry day for Monday. Pop-up light showers. Rain does return on Tuesday and Wednesday. Possible first frost later on next week, and then fall-like temperatures for a Halloween night. So this is our rain chances over the next couple of days. So like I was saying, we're going to dry out, and then by Tuesday, those showers are going to come back and bring some significant rain. But for right now, Sunday night into Monday, going to be pretty dry, low 50s, 53, 54 degrees, going to be pretty nice. And then pushing into Tuesday morning is when those showers are going to really start to build back in. And I'll have more about those rain chances coming up.
Donald, thank you very much. Even a rainy day couldn't stop the fun at Joplin's annual.
Well, 42 years ago we started this tradition. We give away pumpkins instead of awards. And we have, originally it was a 5-mile, and then it developed into a 5-mile and a 10-mile and a 1-mile and a 2-mile. Right now we have 4 races going.
We apologize for those technical difficulties. Runners and families at this event also got vendor coupons, raffle prizes, music, and finish line entertainment from Resonation. Well, oh dear, a principal at a Missouri school jumped into action when a 4-legged creature was hanging around the front door. Morgan Harris reports.
It's a typical day in the middle school. Arrival's always fun and exciting and energetic.
Wednesday morning turned out to be the furthest thing from normal at Ladue Middle School. A deer showed up ready for class, joining several kids outside the building. Principal Dr. Angela Thompson, who was inside at the time, sprung into action, protecting students like Isabel Hu.
When I saw my principal, I realized that I need to get into the building quick.
What went through your mind when you saw the deer?
Just take care of the kids. There are too many kids around for something like this.
And that's exactly what Dr. Thompson did. She protected her students, safely directing them away from the deer.
Thank you for stepping in, because like you didn't have to, but you did anyways. Thank you so much, like Dr. Thompson. Like that really shows how much like compassion you have for the school and like the students that are in it.
Compassion Assistant Principal Sarah Schwartz isn't surprised by.
It didn't surprise me because we as school staff are always trained to protect our kids. We love our kids and we want to keep them safe.
Any nerves running out, or was it?
Not a bit. No, I think any of my colleagues would have done the same. I just happened to have the right angle out the door. I'm pretty fortunate to be surrounded around people who put kids first and public education, taking care of kids, and parents drop their kids off every day, and I take that work seriously to keep them safe.
And while the deer did not make it inside before the school bell rang, for everyone else, it was business as usual at Ladue Middle. Morgan Harris, First Alert 4.
Still ahead on KOAM News, peanuts used to be a no-go for babies, but new research shows they might actually prevent allergies. It's been a decade since a landmark study sparked new guidelines recommending peanut products be fed to young babies in order to help prevent the development of life-threatening allergies. Since then, peanut allergies have significantly declined in the U.S., according to a new study. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither looks at the data and how an expert says peanut products can safely be introduced to babies.
For decades, parents were told to keep peanuts and nut products away from young children until age 3. But in 2015, research caused experts to flip-flop. The current guidelines say introducing these foods in infancy can actually help prevent food allergies.
The end goal is to see this tide turn.
A new study published in the journal Pediatrics determined about 60,000 children have avoided food allergies since guidelines changed, including 40,000 children who otherwise would have developed peanut allergies. Still, about 8% of children are affected by food allergies, including more than 2% with a peanut allergy.
There's been a lot of fear.
Dr. Ruchi Gupta says that fear may have stopped some from following the guidelines, but she says parents should start introducing peanut products as soon as their baby is ready to eat solid foods, usually around 4 to 6 months.
Use like peanut butter, smooth peanut butter, and then thin it out with breast milk, formula, applesauce, whatever you desire. And then slowly introduce it to your baby. A little bit on the lip, let them lick it, add a little bit more.
Gupta says when introducing peanut products, parents should watch out for signs of an allergy like rash, hives, and vomiting. She says those are the most common symptoms in babies with a food allergy.
But if they eat it just fine, then I recommend just keeping it in their diet, keeping it in 2 to 3 times a week. And hopefully, that way they go on to enjoying it.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Gupta says the more different foods parents can introduce to children at a young age, the better, she says. That includes other allergenic foods like yogurt and eggs. Well, some popular canned sodas in Texas have been recalled due to a potential metal contamination. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the recall includes more than 4,000 12-ounce cans of Coca-Cola, Sprite, and Coke Zero in various size packages. As of now, only products distributed to Texas are covered under the recall. And about 3,000 furloughed employees at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services are being reinstated. The agency said this will help serve Americans who will be signing up during the Medicare and Marketplace open enrollment seasons. Officials say staffers that are being recalled will not receive back pay while the current government shutdown remains in place. Open enrollment for the Medicare and Medicaid Advantage plan started October 15th and continues through December 7th. People can sign up for Obamacare coverage for next year from November 1st through January 15th. A teen in Michigan is back at it this Halloween with a haunted house that not only brings the frights but makes a difference in the lives of other local kids. Brett Cass reports.
A nightmare
Winter for some kids is a dream for 13-year-old Jackson Amick.
So up here is where the fun starts.
Jackson says he's been collecting all things Halloween since age 3, and for the last few years has put on this display in his Royal Oak front yard.
Would you say it's your favorite holiday? Is it up there?
It's up there. Yeah.
He has been a Halloween fanatic and had a huge passion for it since he was 3.
Jackson's dad, Tom, says the whole display takes them about a month to set up and was first put up in 2019, and this year, for the 3rd time, it's also a fundraiser for an important cause.
We thought a couple years ago we would combine his passion for Halloween with helping kids with cancer.
5 years ago, Jackson was diagnosed with leukemia and underwent chemo treatment at Corwell Royal Oak. He's been cancer-free since 2022, but has used this haunted display to raise money to buy special chemo shirts for kids at both Corwell and DMC Children's Hospital in Detroit.
A chemo shirt pretty much unzips from here, and you can pull the flap down, and that way you don't have to disrobe for them to access your port to get chemo treatment.
We first covered Jackson's haunted house in 2023, where word spread fast, helping Jackson raise over $4,000, delivering dozens of shirts himself.
We had people from Livonia, Brighton, St. Clair Shores who came out to either travel through the haunt, buy shirts, or simply make a donation. So it was a wonderful result.
Wait, what is that noise? Go check it out. Run!
This year it's the same mission but with new additions, like this custom-made creature designed by Jackson and his friends and made just for him as part of his wish from Make-A-Wish.
This is yours only, right?
Yeah, this is, nobody else has this.
As screams turn to smiles, J.A. Haunts continues its mission once again.
Both his passion can turn into something rewarding for kids who are going through exactly what he went through.
Donald is next with a complete look at the forecast, and later prices are climbing again from gas to groceries. What's driving inflation and how it could impact your wallet?
We've had a pretty nice break from the rain. However, we have had some pretty cool temperatures. Taking a look at our 36-hour trend, we have not seen much change. All mid-50s across the board. We are going to warm up just a little bit tomorrow, but for today we reached 57 degrees for a high, and we're actually 10 degrees below average. So feeling pretty cool out there right now. The current conditions, 55 degrees. Like I said, pretty cool out there, a little bit of misty, but it's not really reaching the ground. But however, we are going to dry out a little bit as we reach Monday morning. As you can see, very, very low chances of rain all through the day. Very dry, it'll be overcast, and we move to Tuesday morning. It's going to rain. There as you can see, it is going to be raining again on Tuesday. So if you're planning for tomorrow, 7 a.m., 53 degrees. We're going to get up to about 61 degrees at 4 p.m. So overcast skies is going to be an okay day. Taking a look at downtown Joplin, Cornell, and Arts and Entertainment Complex. Pretty nice night. Like I said, overcast skies. So just a pretty nice night, and then for tomorrow as well. But let's take a look at what's happening over the next couple of days. So for Tuesday, we're going to see some showers start to push in the morning to Monday night into Tuesday morning, and that rain is going to be lingering through the day. That low pressure system you can see up there in Canada by about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. There's those heavy rains because of that low pressure system. Taking a look at that system that's going to be pushing through. A closer look. Tuesday morning, mid-50s. We're going to drop down to about upper 40s by about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be very heavy rain. Nothing severe associated with this, just periods of heavier rain. And then Wednesday, same thing. You're going to be waking up in the morning, upper 30s. It's going to be definitely a little cooler out there. The rain's going to linger around through the rest of the day. It's going to get pretty cool pretty much Wednesday, 38 degrees by about 5 p.m., 40 degrees you can see. That rain is going to be starting to push out. Thursday morning, we're going to dry out, but those temperatures are going to be very cool. So taking a look at these temperatures over the next 3 to 5 days, Wednesday afternoon, we're going to be seeing maybe 50 degrees. Thursday morning, it is going to be very, very cool out there. Cold. We could see 35 degrees there in Miami. We could possibly see our first freeze. First frost associated with that. Thursday into Friday morning, another chance for a frost. It's going to be very cold out there when you're waking up. We're not going to really warm up much by Friday afternoon. And then Saturday morning, there again, where possible frost. Mid-30s across the board. So we are most likely going to see a frost upcoming this week, Thursday, and also Saturday as well. So we're getting into those fall-like temperatures, bringing in Feels cool like air. So taking a look at our 10-day forecast here, Monday through Wednesday, rain's going to be there. It is going to cool down. And then our Halloween, we're going to have maybe a small chance of rain associated with that, but it still looks pretty nice. And then a slight warm up by later on next week.
All right, we'll take. Hey, we love potentially pretty good, nice Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah, we're moving into that fall-like stuff, so I think it's gonna be a pretty good Halloween.
All right, thanks, Donald. Well, coming up, a man pardoned after January 6th is back behind bars for allegedly threatening to kill Representative Hakeem Jeffries, and other pardoned rioters now face new charges as well. Inflation crept upwards in September, further squeezing Americans' wallets. That's according to delayed government data released Friday. Karen Kaifa reports from Washington.
Consumer prices for a range of goods rose at their fastest pace of 2025 during September, according to the Consumer Price Index report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Inflation ticked up at an annual rate of 3%. Pushing the top line number higher, gas prices, which shot up 4.1% last month. Top White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett blaming that on a decrease in refinery capacity he says has been reversed.
We've seen those have already come down, so we're highly confident that the next number will even be below this.
But food prices are 3.1% higher than this time last year, with some staples soaring. Coffee prices up 18.9% year over year. Beef and veal prices up 14.7%. Bananas up 6.9%. Some retailers say they're trying to hold prices down to keep consumers coming back.
We're really trying to hold prices because when prices go up, nobody wins.
Meanwhile, many federal workers missed their first paycheck Friday because of the government shutdown, which is also putting November's SNAP benefits for roughly 42 million Americans at risk.
It will make us, people like myself and other individuals, have to make that hard choice. Are we going to put food on the table or have proper health care?
The government inflation data release was prompted by a government deadline to make cost of living adjustments for 2026 Social Security payments, and retirees will see a 2.8% bump in their benefits next year. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
As the government shutdown drags on, the USDA says it will not tap into contingency funds to cover food stamp benefits next month. That's according to a memo obtained by CNN, which also says states will not be reimbursed if they use their own funds to pay for benefits. The memo says the $6 billion funds, quote, are not legally available to cover regular benefits. As a result, roughly 42 million Americans will not receive critical food assistance from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP. Last week, Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins said food stamps will run dry by the end of the month if the lapse in federal funding continues. Consumer sentiment declined this month, mostly due to concerns about inflation. That's according to the University of Michigan's most recent survey, whose director said consumers seem mostly unfazed by the economic effects of the government shutdown so far. Consumer sentiment fell 1.5 points in October to a reading of 53.6. That's the 7th lowest reading on record going back to 1952. Well, just in time for the holidays season, your Amazon Prime account can save you some money at the gas pump. Amazon has announced Prime members will now be able to get 25 cents off every gallon of gas at participating BP and AM/PM stations. The offer runs through December 26, but is only good on Fridays. In order to redeem the perk, you need to get a free Earnify account and link it to your Amazon account, but don't worry if you miss out. Prime members will still be able to get their normal 10 cents off a gallon once the promotional period ends. Up next, it's pumpkin season, and this fall favorite isn't just for carving. Today, I should say, is National Pumpkin Day. Convenient because it's the fall season and Halloween is on its way. Speaking of Halloween, pumpkins are used for jack-o'-lanterns that people put on their porches. You can find pumpkins at pumpkin patches or Walmart. They're usually cheaper there, I tell you that. Showing up in pies, lattes, soups, and even healthy snacks, nutrition experts say pumpkins are packed with vitamins A and C, fiber, and antioxidants, making them a superfood of the season. Man, I could use some pumpkin pie, that's for sure. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's visit to Minneapolis sparks protests as the battle over immigration crackdowns and federal troop deployments heat up in cities across America.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
Legal disputes continue to unfold around the country as President Donald Trump pushes to deploy National Guard troops to American cities. Colin Jeffrey reports.
Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem traveled to Minneapolis Friday to discuss immigration and customs enforcement operations in the Twin Cities.
This office here has done incredible work to make sure that we are getting criminals, terrorists, foreign terrorist organizations, gang members off of our streets and protecting the members of this community.
Her visit sparking fresh protests. The Justice Department sued Minneapolis and neighboring St. Paul last month over its sanctuary city policies.
More violent crimes are being perpetuated in these communities because of their refusal to defend American citizens.
The fight over immigration crackdowns and the militarized response to protests opposing them playing out in court. A federal judge says her closely watched decision on whether to allow National Guard troops to deploy in Portland, Oregon will come no later than Monday. The Supreme Court is weighing a similar decision in Chicago, where House Democrats held a shadow hearing on Friday.
We need help when the federal government is attacking American citizens. Who will protect us?
Minority lawmakers use shadow hearings or public meetings as a tool to draw attention to their concerns.
This is our first one outside of Washington, D.C., to bring accountability, to shine a light on what is happening in Chicago, across the country, with Donald Trump's lawless, corrupt, violent, and inhumane actions.
I'm Colin Jeffrey reporting.
California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom is teasing a potential 2028 presidential run. When asked Sunday if he would seriously consider running, Newsom said, quote, "Yes, I'd be lying otherwise." But Newsom went on to explain that his focus is now on the midterms and helping Democrats regain control of the House of Representatives. He also said President Donald Trump's presidency will de facto end if Democrats succeed in the 2026 midterms. New charges against a pardoned January 6th rioter have brought renewed attention to President Donald Trump's decision to wipe out the criminal cases against those accused of attacking the U.S. Capitol in 2021. Gabe Cohen has more on several pardoned rioters who are back in jail.
34-year-old Christopher Moynihan, seen here inside the Senate chamber on January 6th, is back behind bars, accused of threatening to kill Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries in a text message. Allegedly writing, Jeffries makes a speech in a few days in New York City. "I cannot allow this terrorist to live. Even if I'm hated, he must be eliminated." He'll make his first court appearance Thursday. CNN hasn't been able to reach his attorney.
They've been put in a situation all across the nation where these violent felons have been released back into communities, and many of whom have already reoffended. And that's a shame.
Moynihan was sentenced to nearly 2 years in prison for storming the Capitol, where he was seen rifling through senators' desks.
There's got to be something in here.
But he was pardoned in January by President Donald Trump, along with more than 1,500 others convicted of January 6th offenses.
These people have served years of jail and their lives have been ruined.
I think they should have been in jail.
Sergeant Aquilino Ganell was among the U.S. Capitol police officers injured during the January 6 riot.
Does it feel like a slap in the face?
I mean, a slap in the face is something like I could withstand. I think it's more like a betrayal.
At least a handful of other J6ers have also been accused of new crimes in recent months, though not for political violence. Zachary Alam, sentenced to 8 years for the Capitol attack, was rearrested in May for allegedly breaking into a Virginia home.
I just want to let you know that I'm a January 6th defendant.
Matthew Huddle was shot and killed by a sheriff's deputy during a traffic stop in Indiana, just days after receiving his full pardon. Body cam video showed him scrambling for a firearm, saying he planned to shoot himself. Edward Kelly was sentenced to life in prison in July for plotting to assassinate the officers who investigated his role in the riot. Brent Holdridge was arrested for alleged thefts of industrial copper in California. And last month, Robert Packer, known for wearing this Camp Auschwitz hoodie on January 6th, was arrested after a dog attack that injured 4 people.
What goes through your mind seeing these cases?
I mean, I think disappointment is somewhat of an understatement.
Gregory Rosen was the top prosecutor on the January 6th cases. He resigned from the Justice Department this year after the president's pardons.
The big takeaway is that the pardons were executed and given out and doled out in an incredibly indiscriminate and sweeping manner, and without discernment of who committed violence and who did not, who needed supervision and who did not.
Court documents say Moynihan has a long history of drug addiction and petty crime. He's accused of making a terrorist threat against the House Minority Leader. Coming up later, a kindergartner's dream comes true. Jace Johnson gets a limo ride, hoops, and meets Nebraska athletes in a weekend full of unforgettable surprises.
Well, after a rainy couple of days, we've actually seen not much change in our temperature. Taking a look at our 36-hour trend, you can see right across the board, all mid-50s, and that's because of all this rain that we've been getting. So it's been feeling pretty cool out there. Like for today, for example, we only got up to 57 degrees. Our average is 67, so 10 degrees cooler than what it should be at this time of the year. Our current conditions right now, overcast skies, 55 degrees, a little drizzly out there, but the rain is going to start diminishing as we start pushing into Monday. As you can see, not a lot of rain, maybe just a chance for a few drizzly little showers popping up, but those showers are going to start increasing by Tuesday morning. As you can see, it is going to rain pretty much all of Tuesday. But planning your day for tomorrow, overcast skies the whole day. You're waking up 53 degrees. Get it up to about 61, so pretty nice day, but still it's a little bit drizzly, still a little bit cool out there. But taking a look at downtown Joplin, Cornell and Arts and Entertainment Complex, pretty nice night besides the overcast skies, maybe a little bit of drizzle hovering around there. But let's take a look at what's coming up though. So this storm system is going to be pushing in Tuesday. We're watching a low pressure system that's up there in Canada. It's going to be digging down a little bit by us Tuesday morning, and that's going to bring those rain showers and those cooler temperatures as well behind it. So that's why we're going to get so much rain Tuesday and also into Wednesday, and it's going to be pretty cool. But let's take a closer look at Tuesday and Wednesday. So Tuesday morning, we're going to see mid-40s, probably get up to 44 there in Joplin. The rain's going to start pushing in by the afternoon, and then by about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, upper 40s. So it's going to be pretty cool out there with that rain that's going to be lingering around. And it's also going to continue to linger around through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. You're going to be waking up, getting out the door in the morning. It's still going to be pretty rainy out there, upper 30s, and then that rain's still going to continue through the day. It's not going to warm up very much. We're not going to get very warm at all. This system's going to be bringing in a lot of cooler air behind it and possibly bringing in a freeze by about Thursday and a frost by Thursday and Friday. So let's take a look at those temperatures behind this front that's going to be coming in Tuesday. So Thursday morning, here's our chance for our frost. Mid-30s, 37 degrees across most of the board. You could maybe see 35. Then pushing into Thursday afternoon, it does not warm up very much. Low 50s, and that cool is still going to stick around Friday morning. Upper 30s, it's going to feel still very cold outside, possibly another frost. And then Friday for Halloween, it's not going to be very warm out there, maybe lower 50s, 48 degrees as you're getting outside, going to get out with the kids. So the frost is definitely going to be starting to appear later on this week with this cool system that's going to be coming through. So taking a look at our 10-day forecast here, that rain is going to be lingering around through Wednesday, and then by Friday, Halloween, small chance of rain, but fall-like temperatures are definitely going to be there for our Halloween night.
It ain't Halloween unless you're shivering in your Halloween costume.
Yeah, that's basically how it's always been. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. Thanks, Donald. Later, coming up in sports, we take a look ahead at the Chiefs Monday night matchup, plus Pitt State soccer looks for its 3rd straight win. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
Pitt State soccer is back on the pitch today for a ranked MIAA matchup versus Northwest Missouri. Gorillas take on the number 23 Bearcats, looking for their 3rd straight win. Scoreless in the first half, Abby Hoffman dribbles into the box, Her cross is deflected, but it's collected by Shayla Hunt. Macy Malik looking for a shot, but it's cleared by the Bearcats. Ella Kazavillian now threatening, deflected by the defender, and saved by Lily Ellis. Gorillas dominating time of possession in this one. First half, Offman takes it into the corner and crosses it in, but it's wide. Now Malik looks to make something happen. She passes it outside to Kazavillian. Kazavillian gets past the defender and takes a shot, but it's saved by Ellis. And Kramer gets the clean sheet on the day as the Gorillas take down Northwest Missouri 1-0. Kansas City Chiefs don't play today, so let's take a look at the current top-placed AFC West teams, the Denver Broncos. 5-2 Denver host America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas takes an early 3-0 lead. Broncos looking to respond. Bo Nix pitches it to R.J. Harvey, who finds a hole and bursts free for the 40-yard touchdown. Denver leads 7-3. A few minutes later, Broncos threatening. Nix drops back, takes his time, and fires down the middle to a wide-open Troy Franklin. 14-3 Denver. But Dallas takes it to the goal line. Dak hands it off to the former Bronco, Javonte Williams, for the score, and it's a 4-point game. But the Broncos march right down the field. They have it at the goal line. They're going to run the Wildcat with R.J. Harvey, who forces his way into the end zone. Broncos take the 20-10 lead, and they look to add on more before the half. In Cowboy territory, Nix launches it downfield in the end zone. It's Pat Bryant. Denver takes a 17-point lead into the half, and they don't slow down. In the red zone again, Nix with time. He's going to find Franklin in the back of the end zone to go up by 20 as the Broncos dominate the Cowboys 44-24. Denver will stay atop the AFC West for another week, but the Chiefs have a big matchup of their own tomorrow. Kansas City hosts the 3-4 Commanders, who will be without their star quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Patrick Mahomes and company will look for their third straight win after starting the year 2-3. Kickoff is set for 7:15.
It's a big game for the Chiefs because if they lose that, they're already right now they're a game behind the Broncos, but then they stay behind. Broncos look good. Chargers kind of made a bounce back earlier on Thursday, so that means the Chiefs are still sitting at, I think, third place in the West Division, correct?
Yep, as of now. And they would, regardless of whether they win, you're right, they'd still be in third because the Chargers have that tiebreaker over them. But the Chiefs do have another game with the Chargers, another game, 2 against the Broncos.
Sure.
That'll be what the season comes down to. I'm pretty sure whoever can win those division games will probably win the division.
All 3 of these teams look like playoff teams, though. That's just a fact. The AFC West has proven to be a very competitive division in football. Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right back with more. A Nebraska community is coming together to give a kindergartner with special needs a weekend to remember, and that includes limo rides and hanging out with sports stars. Brandon Muting reports.
It's not an ordinary day for Faith Lutheran School kindergartner Jace Johnson.
1, 2, 3, 3!
Not only did Jace get a special send-off from his classmates and friends earlier in the day, but also got an opportunity to ride in a limo throughout all of his stops in the capital city, including a stop shooting hoops. And also meeting Nebraska volleyball players Andy Jackson and Rebecca Alec. An experience that holds special meaning to Jace's mom.
You know, you think when you have a diagnosis that you're just isolated and alone, and that is not the case at all. You've got a huge community that supports you and loves you, and it's a wonderful adventure.
What was your favorite part, gymnastics or volleyball? Gymnastic?
Yeah. One of the many people who helped fulfill Jace's dream this weekend includes Nebraska men's gymnast Chase Mondy.
It's a dream weekend for us to kind of show off the space and give back to the community that gives us so much here at Nebraska.
While Friday just marks the start of a weekend full of surprises for Jace, it's something his mom thinks he will cherish forever.
I just want him to have memories. I want him to feel, again, like a team, feel loved, which I know he will, and just create those moments as a family and together with the athletes.
Jace's mom also says he has taught their family to live more in the moment. Up next, anime takes the box office crown. We'll talk about the box office top 5 when we come back. Several new movies entered the box office battle this weekend, hoping to knock off the reigning champ, and one of them did. David Daniel has the early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters.
I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier.
Tron Ares fell 3 spots to 5th place on ticket sales of $4.9 million.
This is a highly unorthodox career move. That's the point.
Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, debuted in 4th place with $9.1 million.
It feels like there's this wall between her and me.
You remember that age? Everything felt so complicated.
Colleen Hoover's Regretting You opened in 3rd place, taking in $12.9 million.
Dead is just a word.
Black Phone 2 fell to 2nd place, adding $13 million for a 10-day domestic total of $49 million. The anime adventure Chainsaw Man the Movie Reze Arc is the new #1, debuting with $17.3 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That's been our time for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. From all of us here at KOAM, have a great night.